Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those that are visiting this channel for the first time, this is a channel where we talk about things to do with personal development and public speaking, and you understand that if you can speak, you can influence, and if you can influence, you can change lives. Then as far as personal development is involved, if we keep adding value to ourselves, then price shall never be an issue. So if you're visiting this channel for the first time, ensure to like, comment and share and all those YouTube stuff that is needed to be done. Without wasting much of your time, today we are going to talk about a certain segment in public speaking, and that is speaking to transform. Now, why should you speak to transform? We understand that as public speakers, we shall face people that are going in the wrong way. For example, people are having a conflict in marriage. You have people that maybe are drug addicts and all those things. So you have to speak in order to change or transform them, okay? So that is why we must speak to transform. And this is a very, very important thing, because as parents, we really need this skill, because we have children who maybe will do something contrary to what we want. So how do we transform them? How do we change them? This is where this component comes at hand, okay? So speaking to transform, by the way, this is Maluva Mwinudumbwe. I hope all of you know that. So speaking to transform, so the things you want to change in someone, what are some of the things that we have to change in someone? Why should we speak to transform? What things do we want to change? Number one, we want to change the character of someone. What is the character of someone? This is the mental qualities of an individual. Then we also want to change the attitude. Then what is the attitude? This is the way they feel and think. So that is what we mean by the attitude. Then what are habits? Habits are repetitive routines. What are some of the things that someone does each and every day? So those are things that we have to change, because we must understand that our behavior is as a result of change in character, attitude and habit. So these are things that we must change in someone in order for them to go in the right way. So that is why we speak, in order to change character, attitude and habit. So why should you speak? Why should we speak to someone? As Eda indicated, we speak in order to instill good morals as well as instill good ethics, okay? So good morals such as, we should treat everyone the same, okay? And all those things, okay? So that is why we speak, in order to instill good morals and instill good ethics. So ethics, we mean good working culture, okay? Fair, you should be fair to everyone and all those things, okay? So that is why we speak. So 8 things to do. What are some of the 8 things you must follow before you even begin thinking of transforming someone? What are the 8 things to do? So number 1, be the message. Now we must understand that you can't change someone if you are not the change yourself, okay? You can't tell someone to stop smoking when you yourself smoke. It doesn't add up. So be the change. Number 2, use real life stories. Now for those that have been following me, I have indicated that depending on an audience, for example, in an academic audience, you should never use stories. Why? Because you need a credible source. You need a credible source and books. That's the only way you convince such an audience. But in order to transform, you need to use real life stories, okay? They don't want researches, because what will research do? For example, you're going to change people maybe that drink alcohol, then you begin giving statistics. No, according to the statistics in 2020, it indicates that 10% of the Zambian population die from alcohol abuse. What? Well, it makes sense, but to some extent it will not touch them. So you must use real life stories. For example, in 2023, Mr. Mwemba, let's say a citizen at Matero, you know, this and this happened, maybe contracted HIV as a result of alcohol and testified. If there are videos, we even show, okay? So use the real life stories, because by doing so, it will indicate that, so I'm not the only one facing this. There are other people who have faced this rather than me, okay? Number 3, back talk with higher moral code. Back talk with higher moral code. Higher moral code, it can be the Bible. Indicate that it is wrong to do that, and show them verses, show them that it is not acceptable, and yeah, that will really help. Then number 4, show advantage of change. So as you are using the same real life stories, show them that someone else first was in what they are, but changed with time and they became a better person. Show them the advantage of change, okay? On the other hand, show disadvantage of not changing. What are the consequences of not stopping drinking? What are the consequences? 1, liver inflammation or other liver related diseases. 1, you can be bashed due to accidents. 2, contraction of STIs because you are unable to control your sexual drive and sexual practice. So all those you must indicate what are the disadvantages of not changing. So apart from that, speak with compassion. Speak with compassion now. And like empathy and sympathy, compassion is simply feeling what someone is feeling, but confronting them in a positive way. So that is speaking with compassion. You must feel what they are feeling and try to encourage them, okay? So that is what speaking with compassion means. Show what they must do. What must they do to change? You must give them an outline of what should they do, what steps should they take, okay? For example, if someone is in an abusive marriage, what are the steps to take? Okay, you can indicate to say go to a counselor or a pastor as a first step. That way you are showing them what they must do, because it is unreasonable to tell people disadvantages and wanting them to change without showing them what they must do, because it means your talk is irrelevant, because you are not giving solutions, you are simply amplifying. Make a call to action. Make a call to action. For example, if it's in a church and you're talking to people who maybe are involved in extramarital sex and all those things, you can make them stand and make them vow. Stand up. For example, for all those that feel need to change, kindly stand up and let us make a vow that you shall never do this regardless of any circumstance. Okay, then all those weddings should stand up, and that helps because they have made a vow, and whenever they feel they're going the wrong way, they will remember that I made a vow. And this is why you find that during marriage there are those vows. It is not biblical, it is not biblically written that people should vow that for until death do us part and all that. It is not biblical. But why is it done? It is because it's a call to action. It is a pledge that will give you that dutiness of saying, I shouldn't do this, but otherwise the marriage vows are not biblical. So in the same way, if you want to transform someone, there must be a call to action. There must be a vow someone has to make in your presence. So that is how we speak to transform. I hope this was understood. For those that have questions, ensure to leave it in the comment section. Yeah, and always ensure to share with other people. I hope this talk was helpful. This is your host, Maduba Mwilulumbwe, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.